Okay students, in this video we will discuss the 11th program of the part B. Okay, so interfacing a stepper motor and rotate the stepper motor in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so this is our stepper motor. It makes the rotation in small angles of 180 degree in order to complete the one rotation of 360 degree. Okay, so now consider this one, see this one, it is a LPC 2148 evaluation board. Okay, so on this board they have provided the facility here in order to interconnect the stepper motor with the this microcontroller or LPC 2148 evaluation board. Okay, so now consider what is a stepper motor. Stepper motor, it is a DC motor, brushless DC motor. Okay, it can be rotated in small angles and each angle is called rotation step. Okay, so how we can rotate the stepper motor? By applying the digital pulses. So by applying the digital pulses into the stepper motor, input pins of the stepper motor, we can rotate the stepper motor. Okay, so in order to apply the digital pulses, we use the microcontroller. So microcontroller can be connected, used to apply the digital pulses into the input pins of the stepper motor. Okay, stepper motor divides the full rotation angle of 360 degree into small number of equal steps. In our experiment, we have taken the rotation angle is equal to 1.8 degree. Okay, so to complete the one rotation of 360 degree. Now say this one, stepper motor. So outer circle, it is a stator. Stepper motor has got two parts, stator part and the rotor part. So outer circle is there, no, that is the grey circle. It is a stator part. As the name indicates, it is the static part of the stepper motor. It does not make any rotations. Whereas the inner circle is there, no, that is the pink circle, inner circle. So that is the rotor. So this rotor, as the name indicates, it makes the rotation. When the rotor makes the rotation, when the coils of the stator are energized. The stator, that is the outer circle, it has got four coils, coil A, B, C, D. So when these coils get energized, then the rotor makes the rotation. So energizing the coils means what? The DC current flows through the coils A, B, C, D, so that these coils get energized. These energized coils, they make the rotor to rotate in small angles. So okay, so now say this one. So this is the rotor, that is the permanent magnet. So whereas the stator, it has got four coils, coil A, B, C, D. Okay, so just assume that we are energizing the coil B and once again, so we are energizing the coil B and D. That means the DC current flows through the coil B and D. It creates a south pole on the coil B that will attract the north pole of the rotor. And similarly, the energizing the coil D will create the north pole on the coil D that will attract the south pole of the permanent magnet, that is the rotor. So the rotor makes rotation. See here, they have shown the rotation like this. So that is 1.8 degree rotation. The rotation in small angles. Each small angle is called a step. Okay, so now, so one more example. So if we energize the coil A and C, then what happens? The coil energizing the coil A will create the north pole on the coil A. It will attract the south pole of the rotor. Energizing the coil C will create the south pole on the coil C. It will attract the north pole of the rotor. So the rotor makes the rotation. Okay, so now consider. So the modes of operation in stepper motor. So stepper motor, it operates in two modes, full step mode and the half step mode. So once again, in full step mode, so one phase on wave stepping and two phase on mode. So these two operations are there in the full step mode. So in our experiment, so we consider only the wave stepping, that is one phase on stepping. So in this mode of operation of the stepper motor, that is wave stepping operation mode of the stepper motor, so we are going to energize only one coil at a time. So we are going to energize only one coil at a time in order to make the stepper motor to rotate in small angles of 1.8 degree in order to complete the one rotation of 360 degree. Okay, so now consider the wave stepping sequence for a stepper motor. So I told the stator, it has got 4 coils, coil A, B, C, D. So for the first rotation, for the first small rotation of the stepper motor, so we have to energize the coil A. So we have to energize the coil A. So coil A is high, whereas other coils are low. So for the first step rotation. For the second rotation, so once again, for the second rotation, so coil B is energized. That means the DC current flows through the coil B. So coil B makes the rotation of one small step, that is 1.8 degree, whereas the coil A, C, D are low. They are not energizing. Okay. Similarly, for the third step, so coil C is energized. For the fourth step, coil D is energized. Okay, so these are the coil A, B, C, D. These are the 4 coils which are attached to the stator part of the stepper motor. So we have to energize these coils one by one. Only one coil is energized at a time in case of wave stepping. Okay, so this table shows the wave stepping sequence for the stepper motor. Okay, so now consider. So we GPIO pins. So we know that. So while giving the introduction about the GPIO, I explained that the LPC2148, it is a 64 pin IC. Okay, so GPIO pins means what? General purpose input output pins. That is, each pin can be configured as the input pin, or each pin can be configured as the output pin. Okay, so for this experiment, that is for interfacing the stepper motor with the LPC2148 evaluation board, so we are using the port 0. We have to use the port 0. Okay, so again, in case of port 0, so we are using the only the pin number 12, pin number 13, pin number 14 and pin number 15 of the port 0. Okay, so see this one, port 0, pin number 12 of the port 0 is connected to coil A. Okay, so and pin number 13 of the port 0 is connected to coil B, pin number 14 of the port 0 is connected to coil C, and pin number 15 of the port 0 is connected to coil D. So this is the circuit connection on the LPC2148 evaluation board. So coil A connected to pin number 12, coil B pin number 13, coil C pin number 14 and coil D pin number 15 of the port 3. Okay, so now see this one. So this is the LPC2148 IC. Okay, it is a ARM processor IC. It is a 64 pin IC. Okay, so 64 pin IC, that means 64 divided by 2, so that is equal to 32. So according to this, so 2 ports are provided by this LPC2148 evaluation board. Okay, so yeah, this is the port 0. So port 0 and the port J. Okay, so general purpose input output pin. So each pin on the IC is called general purpose input output pin, because each pin acts as a input pin or output pin. So if the pin is configured as input pin, that means the microcontroller receives the data from the external device which is connected to the microcontroller. If the each pin is acting as configured as the output pin, then the microcontroller sends the data to the external device which is connected to it. Okay, so then what is a port? So port is nothing but, so the group of these pins is called a port. Say for example, in our LPC2148 evaluation IC LPC2148, it has got 2 ports. Port 0, it is a group of 32 pins. Port 1, group of 32 pins. So why they have taken only port 0, only 2 ports? Because totally 64 pins are there. So if we are going to divide 64 divided by 2, so you will get 32. So each port is a group of 32 pins. Port 0 group of 32 pins and port 1 group of 32 pins. Okay, so now consider. So port 0, 32-bit port it is. Okay, so in this 32-bit port, so for our experiment we are using only the pin number 12, 13, 14, 15 of the port 0. We are not using the port 1 for this experiment. Okay, so now consider the pins function select registers. I have explained all these theory related part while explaining the first program. So once again I am just remembering these things. Okay, so here so pin function select register, it is a 32-bit register which is used to control the functionality of each pin in the port 0 and port 1. So two ports are there, no, port 0 and port 1. Pin function select register, it is used to control the functionality of the pins. Okay, so now there are 3 pin function select registers. So LPC2148 provides 3 pin function select register: pin cell 0, pin cell 1 and pin cell 2. Okay, so for our experiment we are using the pin select 0 register. So we are using pin cell 0. So why we are using pin cell 0? Because then this pin function select register, it is used to configure the port 0, and in port 0 it is used pin select function 0, pin cell 0, it is used to configure the port 0, the pin number 0 to pin number 15 of the port 0, pin number 0 to pin number 15 of the port 0. So for our experiment, so we are using the pin cell 0 because pin number 12 is connected to coil A, pin number 13 coil B, pin number 14 coil C, and pin number 15 is connected to coil D. So that is why we are using the pin cell 0. So you cannot use pin cell 1 and pin cell 2 because pin cell 1, using the pin cell 1 we can control or we can configure the pin number 16 to 31 of the port 0. Okay, and pin cell 2, using the pin cell 2 we can configure the pin number 16 to pin number 31 of the port 1. Okay, but here we are using the pin cell 0 because using the pin cell 0 we can configure the pin number 0 to pin number 15 of the port 0. Okay, so now consider one more thing. Slow GPIO registers, general purpose input output registers. So actually two types of GPIO registers are there, slow and fast. Here we consider only the slow GPIO registers, and 4 registers are there. For our experiment we are using only the IO pin register. Okay, so IO pin, X means in place of X we can use the 0. That means IO 0 pin which controls the port 0, or in place of X we can use 1. One second. So IO pin, so in place of X if we use the 0, that IO pin register is controlling the port 0. In place of X if we use the 1, then IO pin register is controlling the port 1. But here for our experiment we are using the port 0, pin number 12, 13, 14, 15 of the port 0. So in place of X we have to take 0. Okay, so why this IO pin register is required? So it is a GPIO register, 32-bit register. Through this register only we are going to read, the microcontroller reads or writes the value to the port 0 or to the port 1. So in our experiment, so IO pin, it is used to write the value to the port 0. So what value? So if we are energizing the coil A, so then coil A is 1 and other values coil B, C, D are 0. If we are energizing the coil B, then coil B is 1 whereas other coils are 0. So like that. Okay, so IO pin, it is used to write the value to the port 0. Okay, so now consider. So stepper motor, it requires the operating voltage of 5 volts to 24 volts. So in our lab we are providing the 5 volts of power supply, DC power supply, in order to make the stepper motor to rotate. Okay, so totally 50 steps are required to make the one complete rotation of 360 degree. So 50 steps are required. So each step is equal to 1.8 degree. Okay, so now consider. See this one, it is a circuit. So how the LPC2148 is connected to the stepper motor. Okay, so see this one, in between the LPC2148 evaluation board and the stepper motor there is a interfacing device, that is ULN2003. Okay, so ULN2003, it acts as interface between the LPC2148 evaluation board and the stepper motor. Okay, see this part. So pin number 12 of the port 0 is connected to the coil A, pin number 13 to the coil B, pin number 14 to the coil C, pin number 15 of the port 0 is connected to coil D. So this is the circuit on the evaluation board. So that circuit we have shown. Okay, so and here we have given the power supply of DC power supply of 5 volts which is required for the operation of the stepper motor. Okay, so now consider the coding part. So first, so we know that in part B, all the part B programs or hardware programs, and we are writing the embedded C programs. Okay, so now consider. So embedded C means the programming language is similar to the C programming language itself. See, the first we have to include the header file. So which header file? LPC21xx.h. So here LPC2148 header file. So in place of xx we can directly write the 48 or LPC21xx.h. So this header file we have to include, so that all the built-in functions we can use which are provided by the by this header file. Okay, so now, so we are declaring two functions, user defined functions. So clockwise and anti-clockwise, these are the two user defined functions. Later we have to provide the body for these two functions. So these two functions are declared in the global declaration part. Okay, similarly we are using the variable 1, variable 2, and so these are the unsigned integers. That means there is no positive or negative sign for these variables. So all variables are integer positive variables only. Similarly for the for loops we are using I and j, k variables. So that is why we have declared so all these variables outside the main function, that is in the global declaration part. Okay, so now consider, see this figure, I mean coding part. So we have started with the main function. So inside the main function, so we have to we have taken the pin select 0. So I told why pin select 0 is required. It is a pin function select register. Okay, so which is used to control the port 0. And in the port 0, which pins are controlled by the pin cell 0? Pin number 0 to pin number 15. So initially pin cell 0 is initialized with all the 32 bits of the pin cell 0 is equal to 0 0. That means we are using all the pins as the GPIO pins. All the pins of port 0 are configured as the GPIO pins, general purpose input output pins. Okay, so now we have used IO0 DIR, IO direction register. See, IO direction register, it is used to indicate direction of the data flow, whether we are using the pins as the input pins or we are using the pins as the output pins. So here we are using, so once again, so here we are using the pin number 12 to pin number 15 of the port 0 as the output pins. Why as the output pins? Because the microprocessor, it has to send the data to the stepper motor. So that is why here, see this one 32-bit register, IO direction register. Here the 32-bit value we have written. See this one, each digit in the hexadecimal value is replaced by the 4-bit number. Okay, so here see this one, the group of 4 bits, that is equal to F. So pin number those 4 bits, they are corresponding to the pin number 12, pin number 13, pin number 14 and pin number 15 of the port 0. So these pins, pin number 12, pin number 13, 14, 15, they are connected to coil ABCD of the stepper motor. So microcontroller sends the data to the stepper motor. So while initially it will send 1 0 0 0 to energize the coil A, then it will send the 0 1 0 0 to energize the coil B, and then 0 0 1 0, so like that. So that is why these pins are used as the output pins. Okay, so now consider, so inside the for loop, so we have invoked the clockwise function. So in order to rotate the stepper motor in clockwise direction, see the variable, for loop variable, it has to start from 0 and it will continue up to 50. So in order to make one complete rotation in clockwise direction, 50 steps are required. Each step angle is equal to 1.8 degree. So 50 steps are required. So that is why the for loop variable starts from 0 and it will repeat up to the 50 times. So 50 times we are calling the clockwise function in order to rotate the stepper motor in clockwise direction in small angle of 1.8 degree. Okay, so once the for loop is repeated for 50 times, okay, so the stepper motor completes one rotation. So afterwards we have to give the delay. Okay, so delay means what? So we are just keeping the processor busy in executing this for loop. So we are keeping the processor busy in executing this for loop. See this one, for loop k is equal to 0. So the k will be incremented up to 65000. Okay, that is 65,000 times we are going to repeat the for loop, so that the processor will be busy in executing this for loop. It will take 2-3 seconds to complete this for loop. That 2-3 seconds will be created as the delay. Okay, so once after the delay, now we inside the for loop, so we are going to call the anti-clockwise function in order to rotate the stepper motor in anti-clockwise direction. Here also see the for loop variable. So how many times we are calling the anti-clockwise function? 50 times. Because in order to make one complete rotation in anti-clockwise direction, 50 rotations are required, 50 steps are required. So that is why we are calling the anti-clockwise function 50 times, so that stepper motor completes one rotation in anti-clockwise direction. So after that, once again we are creating the delay. We are keeping the processor busy in executing this for loop. So k value is equal to 0 up to k value is 65,000. Okay, so the processor will take 2-3 seconds to complete this for loop. So that time will be given as the delay between the clockwise rotation of the stepper motor and the anti-clockwise rotation of the stepper motor, so that the user will be able to identify able to differentiate between the clockwise movement of the stepper motor and anti-clockwise movement of the stepper motor. Okay, so now consider the definition. So body for the clockwise, it is a user defined function. Okay, so initially in the global declaration we have declared the variable 1. Okay, so its value, variable 1, it is a hexadecimal. See here, the hexadecimal value, 32-bit value is assigned to the variable 1. Okay, so why we have initialized variable 1 with this value? Because so inside the for loop we are performing the left shift operation on this variable 1 bit at a time. See this one, see this instruction, which instruction? See this instruction. Inside the for loop we are performing the left shift operation on the variable 1 bit at a time. How many times we are performing the left shift operation? Only 4 times. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, that means 4 times. Why 4 times? Because we want to energize the 4 coils ABCD. At a time we can energize only 1 coil. So first time we are going to energize the coil A. See here, so first time when I is equal to 0, we are going to energize the coil A. See this group of 4 bits, 0, 0, 0, 1. Least significant bit is 1, that is the pin number 12 is 1. The pin number 12 of the port 0 is 1. That means the coil A get energized. Okay, so it makes the small step rotation of 1.8 degree. Okay, so afterwards see here. So after how the coil A makes rotation, we have to send that value. We have to assign that value to the IO pin, IO 0 pin. Why 0 indicates IO pin of the input output pin of the port 0. Okay, so it is used to write the this group of 4 bits 0, 0, 0, 1 into the stepper motor. The microcontroller sends the data to the stepper motor. Microcontroller writes the data to the stepper motor. 0, 0, 0, 1. Least significant bit is 1. That means the coil A makes rotation. Okay, so afterwards here we are once again here we have the loop. K is equal to 0 to K is equal to 3000. So once the stepper motor makes first rotation of 180 degree, so we have to give the delay. Okay, so if the delay is not given, the stepper motor makes one complete rotation within a fraction of second without any steps. So we want to we want that stepper motor has to rotate in small angles. So that is why after energizing the coil A, we are keeping the processor busy in executing this loop. So the processor it will take 2-3 seconds in order to complete that loop. So that 2-3 seconds will be created as the delay between the first step and the second step. So afterwards, second iteration of the for loop, see the second iteration of the for loop, I is equal to 1, this value. Okay, so now we inside the for loop we are performing the logical left shift on the variable 1, only one bit at a time. So now your pin number 12, 13, 14, 15 is equal to 0, 0, 1, 0. 0, 0, 1, 0 means coil B has to make rotation. So that is why, see here, the variable 1 after the left rotation, variable 1 is assigned to the IO pin register of the port 0. So the IO pin register writes the 0010 value into the stepper motor. So inside the stepper motor, coil B makes rotation. Okay, similarly, so after the coil B makes rotation of 180 degree with small angle, so once again we are keeping the processor busy in executing this for loop in order to create the delay. So once the for loop is completed, once again we will go back to the outer for loop. So value of I is equal to, now it is equal to 2. Okay, so I is equal to 2, we will come inside the for loop. Once again we will perform the left shift operation on the variable 1. So now it is the value is 0, 1, 0, 0. So 0, 1, 0, 0 means coil C makes a rotation. So that value is assigned. One second. So that value is assigned to the IO pin. So the coil C makes rotation. So similarly we are repeating the for loop for 4 times because we want to energize the coil A, B, C, D. Okay, so first initially for the first value of the for loop, coil A is energized, then coil B energized, then coil C, coil D. Okay, so in between every step we are going to create the delay so that the user will be able to identify the difference between the first step and the second step and third step and fourth step, like that. So this is the function clockwise. Okay, so now consider the definition of the anti-clockwise. See this one, the anti-clockwise function. So here also we are using the variable 1 and it see this value. It is a 0x indicates the hexadecimal value. In embedded C we can assign the hexadecimal values to the variables in embedded C programming language. Okay, so now say this one, this 32-bit value, is assigned to the variable 1. Once again we start the for loop, I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. For loop will be repeated only for 4 times because 4 coils are there, A, B, C, D. Okay, in order to rotate the stepper motor in anti-clockwise direction, first we have to energize the coil D, then coil C, then coil A, then coil D, coil C, coil B and coil A. In case of clockwise direction, we have to start energizing from the coil A, B, C, D. Now we are in anti-clockwise direction, so we have to energize the coil D. So see this one, when I is equal to 0, so when I is equal to 0, see this here, where is that? So this part, so here 1, 0, 0, 0, that means coil D is energized, so 1, 0, 0, 0, this value is assigned to the IO pin. So IO pin writes this value to the stepper motor. So stepper motor, coil D rotates, makes the rotation of 180 degree. Okay, so afterwards once again we are giving the delay by keeping the processor busy in executing the for loop variable. K is equal to 0, K will be incremented up to 3000. So once again after completing the for loop we will go to the outer for loop. I will be incremented, I is equal to 1. So next time see this group, after performing the group of 4 bits, 0, 1, 0, 0, that means coil C makes rotation. Similarly for the second iteration, for I is equal to 2, coil B makes rotation 0, 0, 1, 0, and for I is equal to 3, coil A is energized, so coil A makes rotation. So in this way we are making the stepper motor to rotate in clockwise direction and in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so this is your 11th program in the part B, hardware program it is. So we are writing the code in embedded C.